Hey, welcome back to the Bound by Art podcast. I'm Missi Blue, tattoo artist, business owner, and your guide to navigating the chaos that is the tattoo industry. If you're an artist looking to grow your business, attract the right clients, and learn how to survive this career without losing your damn mind, then you are in the right place. Every week, I'll be bringing real talk, actionable tips, and hard-earned lessons from my own journey with a side of good vibes and a little bit of sarcasm. Whether you're new to the game, feeling stuck, or you just need a kick in the ass to get that spark back again, this is the show for you. Welcome to Bound by Art. Now let's get to work. Have you ever built a rock-solid system only to completely ignore it when it mattered most? Well, let me tell you, last week, on what should have been a very smooth and well-planned-out booking day, I ended up in a full-blown scramble, from ignored checklists and timeline meltdowns to tech issues and forgotten responsibilities. You name it, it went wrong. In this episode, I'm taking you behind the scenes of my most chaotic booking day yet, and I'm sharing exactly what went wrong, why it happened, and more importantly, how I used the chaos as fuel to make my systems even stronger. If you've ever thought, I know better than this, welcome to the club. Now let's talk about how to get you back on track when your plan goes off the rails. So I do want to mention that I have a whole workbook to go along with today's episode. So if you pause right here and go to boundbyart.com/booking guide, you can download my online booking guide for free. It includes this entire step-by-step process that I'm about to teach you and some super helpful templates that you can use exactly as they are, or you can tweak them to fit your own needs. Again, just go to boundbyart.com/booking guide to download that. So guess what I learned last week? As it turns out, systems only work to help you if you actually use them. My booking day was a bit of a disaster. I don't want to say a complete disaster because I did end up turning it around, but it started out rough. And if you listen to episode number 31, you might be familiar with my booking process. I book out 3 months at a time, and I take all of those appointments on one day. So I have a form on my website that opens at 8 a.m. and closes at 6 p.m. And everyone puts in their requests through a form on my website on that day only. And then I will go through and book everyone for 3 months. And then my books are closed until my next booking day. It's very well laid out, and it's a process that I've worked very hard on. And I planned for this event. It's an event that I chose the date for. I scheduled it. I planned for it. So there's no reason that this should have taken me by surprise. But hey, shit happens, and this is where I landed, and it snuck up on me. And it was a mess because I didn't stick to the plan. I thought I could go off script and just wing it, and I didn't need to look at my checklists. I have an entire timeline that I didn't pay any attention to. It's a very well thought out timeline too, but didn't utilize it. I built it, so I'm aware of it, and I thought that I mostly have it memorized. But the problem with that is, me of all people, I can't trust my memory. If you don't follow the script, you're going to get off course, right? Kind of like driving. If I try to drive to Florida from Maryland with no GPS and only off my memory, which, I mean, I could probably do that, but do I trust that? Hell no. I'm still putting my GPS on. Will I know what to do if there's a detour along the way? No, absolutely not. And that just happened to me, actually, coming back from Florida. Huge detour in South Carolina. I didn't know where the fuck I was for about 2 hours. So I definitely would not have made it home. So we want to make sure that we're checking in on our systems and processes and following the timelines and double checking our to-do list so that everything doesn't fall apart. There's a whole reason that we built these in the first place, right? So what exactly went wrong here, besides just not even paying attention to my timeline? I wasn't prepared, first of all. I didn't finish my wanna-dos until last minute. I really wanted to post all of my pre-drawn available designs ahead of time because I like to give everybody on my email list early access to those. They get first dibs on all of my pre-drawn designs. So I like to have them posted ahead of time so they can see them and think about them and get excited for booking day. So I didn't finish them till last minute. So that means I didn't post them till last minute. And that means I didn't send out the early access link when I was supposed to because I had to scramble There was so much to do, you guys. Like I sat down like I got this, no problem, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I forgot about this. I forgot about this. I forgot about that." And everything was just really hard. It was, I don't know how else to explain it. Like everything was difficult and I was having a time. So I had to scramble to update the website. I had to scramble to update my job form. I didn't plan my schedule ahead, which means, so I normally will, I'll plan out like, am I taking time off for vacations and guest spots and my kids like sports and school stuff, and am I leaving? I usually will leave like 2, 3 days a month in case of reschedules or emergencies, or if somebody needs a second session on their appointment. I'll usually block those days off so I can't put anybody in the schedule. I didn't do any of that. And I didn't even realize that I didn't even do that because I wasn't looking at my checklist. But I didn't realize I didn't do that until I went to put people in my schedule to like book the appointments. And I had already booked up almost 3 months solid with no breathing room. And the result of that is going to be I'm going to have to move people at some point. Something is going to come up inevitably. There's going to be a thing, and I'm going to be like, fuck, I have to move like 4 days of people. So that sucks. Sucks for future me. I also didn't ask for help. Not one time did I ask anyone to help me. Not one time did I ask my assistant to help me. And that's her whole job. That's what she's here for. That's what I hired her for. And I didn't ask her for help at all. I didn't ask her for help ahead of time. I didn't ask for help when I was drowning that morning trying to figure shit out. I was like, I got this under control. My last booking day was so easy. It went so smoothly. But what I failed to realize is that it went so smoothly and so easily because Valerie was helping me. She literally made that day like so easy for me. And it's so funny, like you forget what other people are doing behind the scenes if you're not like physically watching them do it. So I'm like, I got this. It's super easy. There's not much to do. We have a whole system for this. No, we have a whole system where Valerie does like most of it, and I just have to do the stuff that I do. And yeah, I forgot to ask her to help me. So that's on me. And on top of all of this stuff, my computer decided to crash out right. It was like 7:55. Okay, I'm about to update the web. I'm already scrambling because I'm barely gonna make it like get everything done by 8 a.m. And 7:55, my computer decides to just fucking lose its mind, and it was like flipping from like one window to the next, back and forth, because probably because I spilled a drink on it the other day, and I'm thinking that's what it was. I don't know, but it was like losing its mind, and I'm in turn also losing my mind, and I should have had a backup plan in place for that. So if my computer fucks up, I should have some other way to do this, and I didn't. I can't update my website from my phone. That's not a thing that works. So then, so now it's after 8, and my computer's still doing its weird thing. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to like turn it off, turn it back on, or whatever it is you do with electronics when they don't function properly. And now I'm getting a million messages from everybody. Why is your form not working? I tried to go to the link and it says not available, and what's happening? And I am getting like steadily more and more overwhelmed and more frustrated. I didn't have anyone to help me respond to messages and still didn't ask for help at this point. So instead, I just didn't answer them. And I also didn't post that I was having technical issues. I just kind of let it ride because I'm in full blown denial at this point. Like, it's fine. No one's noticing that it's 8 a.m. and I'm just going to ignore these like 12 people who just messaged me. It's fine. Nothing to see here. So I just like keep plugging away, trying to figure it out. And it's about, I think I finally got everything situated around 8:45, 45 minutes late, which ultimately it's only 45 minutes. Like, the world's not going to end, but that is not at all the image that I'm trying to portray. And I probably did lose some requests in the process because of this. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I teach people how to do this. I literally like built a whole system to share with people to show them how I do this super smooth running booking process. And I am fucking this up so hard. And I don't even have this down flawlessly. But this is actually a good thing. If I really take a hard look at this, I can really find a positive spin to this. I can. And this is my talent, guys, finding that silver lining, right? So why am I seeing this as a good thing? Well, you have to see what's failing and what's going wrong in order to fix it and make it better. So in my eyes, frustration is just a symptom of my lack of systems or a flaw in my system. So as all this is happening, well, not as, because there's no way I could add this to my plate also, but after I got it all situated, I started taking notes because I want to remember how bad this sucked and I want to know why it sucked and what went wrong. So I'm taking notes about every single annoying and frustrating thing that happened that morning. And I'm going to compare these notes to the system that I have in place, you know, the one that I didn't use. So then I can look over my notes and be like, okay, well, this went wrong, but here we do have a system in place for this thing. And this went wrong, but we don't have a system in place for this thing. So I can see, you know, what we already have going on and where we can add to the system. And then I can start to create an action plan. So once I have my full list of everything that's annoying the fuck out of me this morning, I can go through and revise my booking system. So I'm going through and getting rid of anything that doesn't work anymore. So if I have something old in there that's like, I don't even use this website anymore, or my website doesn't function like this anymore, it does this now. So I can go in and change that and make sure that it's accurate. And I'm adding things that weren't accounted for in the past, like my computer crashing or if the printer didn't work. So I used to have 3 printers. I am currently down to 1 printer between my house and the shop. So if I want to, I used to be able to do my booking day at home and just have a printer there, but that one broke. So then I took the other printer home. And so now there's only 1 printer at the shop and the one at home broke also. So I'm almost positive that they make printers so that they'll like expire after a couple of years. They just like all of a sudden both started doing the same fucking thing and it's real suspicious to me. Anyway, hate printers. It's 2025. There's no reason that we can't have a fucking printer that works at this point. Anyway, if my printer stops working, I have to have something in place for that. So there has to be some kind of a backup plan. I have my timeline, but it's not super specific. So I want to go more in detail on that. So I want to know when should I start working on my wanna-dos and when am I going to start drawing them and when are they going to be due and who is holding me accountable for this? Those are things that I don't really have built into the system. So when I created my booking guide, it was just me. And I didn't really have another person to train or to involve in the process. But now that I do, I can now assign different things to my assistant. So she's checking in on me to make sure that I did this. I'm checking in on her to make sure she's doing that. So there has to be this kind of like accountability section of the process. So I'm making sure somebody is holding me accountable and someone's keeping me on the timeline and making sure I'm getting my stuff done on time. And when should my time off be finalized and when will the job form be updated? Those are things that are not already listed. So I need to schedule ahead as many things as I can. I'm also adding into the process scheduling ahead because I should be making as many things automated as possible and scheduling as many things ahead as I can. So in Jotform, you can't really schedule a start time, but you can schedule a stop time. And that's something that I never noticed before. So now I can go in and turn my Jotform on in the morning and then immediately schedule it for the end time to be 6 p.m. So I don't have to go in at the end of the day and make sure I turn it off at 6. It turns itself off and we're good to go. And I wish that I would have known that a long time ago. But would be super helpful if we could do a start time also. So my website, same thing. I can't schedule a published time on the website. Maybe this is just a Wix thing and I need to switch to somebody else, but I wish that was a thing. But now I'm editing the booking page before because as it sits on a normal day, it says that my books are closed and it will list my next booking day and all the instructions for how I do my bookings. But on booking day at 8 a.m., I need to make sure that it says books open till 6 p.m. It's like a whole blurb that I put on there. The link to the booking form needs to be on there and it needs to be published. So 8 a.m., I'm publishing that and then immediately getting to work on the new page so that I can publish that at 6 p.m. So when books close at 6 p.m., all I have to do is click publish and I'm done with that. Social media posts can be scheduled, which I mostly do. We do schedule the posts for the Bluebird shop page, but I'm not scheduling them for my own page, which is so dumb. Like, why? More people that are booking with me are following me on my personal page than my shop page. So why am I not scheduling that? It's pretty dumb, right? That should have been number one on my list of things to do. But yeah, so I'm scrambling at 8 a.m. Like make a post. Oh, books are open. At 6 p.m. Like books are closed again. I don't know why this just now occurred to me to schedule these things. But like I said, taking notes. I'm putting it all down so that I can fix this going forward. So emails have to go out. We can schedule emails. So I can write the books open email, books close email, and like future booking date information because I already know when my next booking day is going to be on booking day. So I can have all of that ready to go, scheduled, don't have to do anything. That takes so many things off of the list of things to do on the day of. So there's really only like a handful of things I have to worry about. And we have to make sure that, again, who's responsible? Whose job is it to do these things? Who's getting all of this stuff scheduled? Who's writing the emails? Who's, making sure everything is working ahead of time? And that's the other thing is we have to be able to set everything up and test it before it goes live because there's been a few booking days where for some reason the jot form's not working right or it's not sending to the printer the way it's supposed to or they're not getting a confirmation that they put in their request. Whatever the case, like we have to make sure that we're like testing it out before it even goes live. And that's not something that has been happening in the past. So I want to add that to my process. So then on top of just the test of the day of, the next thing I'm going to do is after I make all of these changes in my process and in my document. So I literally just have a document that has like, this is all of the things that we do. Here's the timeline. We're just going to write it all out in like a Word document. And then guess what I'm doing next? I'm making a system about adjusting systems. It's like nerd inception. So I've already written it out. I've already decided how to handle it. And all I'm doing at this point is just documenting how I did it. And then it goes into the systems file. So I'm going to have a system for making systems and a system for adjusting systems. It's so nerdy, I know, but trust me, like this is stuff that it takes a lot of work at the time when you do it, but it saves you time later on. I promise that's a thing. This is a process that you can use for anything in your business or your life. Anytime you're feeling frustration, overwhelm, and like nothing is going right for you, take note of what's happening. What's not working here? What do I wish was going better with this? Write down all of these pain points and what's not working at all. What do I need to scrap immediately? What do I need to scrap completely? And then figure out what solutions you can come up with. So what's going to solve these problems? Make a plan, document it well, and make sure you document the changes that you've made. In the future, you can look back and see how you used to do it and why it didn't work. So then you can not make that mistake again, especially if someone else is taking over some of these tasks for you and they weren't around for the ugly phases in the beginning where shit didn't work well. So if they might have an idea like, oh, why don't we do this? And we already did that and it didn't fucking work last time. But if they can't see like, oh, this is why, and, they might try to, implement something new, especially like if you're ever planning on taking a step back from any of these things. I'm not talking about booking specifically, but any system in general. If you plan on taking a step back and not being in charge of something at your shop, if you're a shop owner or whatever, you want to make sure that they know like all of the steps that you took to get here so that they're not making those same mistakes and they're not backtracking you. So once you've made all of these changes, you're going to put them into action immediately. So everything that you wanted to change about the booking system, change it now. You're not going to wait until your next booking day. You're not going to wait until the next time that you need to do this thing. You want to make sure you're doing it now while it's fresh in your mind and fix the things that need to be fixed. Make these changes, buy the new software, create the space that you need, whatever it is, do it now and test the process. You're going to go live with it, test it out, find the flaws in the new system now. And the real test is going to be to have someone else who's never done this before go through the system and follow the process and give feedback on it. So you're going to hand them over the document. They're going to say, okay, go set this up based on these instructions right here. And if they can do it, no problem, you have a solid system. There's no reason that you should be struggling through the same tasks over and over again. If you can name the problem, you can address it. Updating your systems regularly may seem like a lot of work at first, like I said, but it's going to save you time, energy, and frustration in the future and will be so worth the time that you invest into it. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you're feeling inspired and ready to make some moves today. Remember, it's all about showing up, putting in the work, and staying true to yourself. If you got something out of today's episode, share it with a friend who might need to hear it, and make sure to subscribe so we can keep this momentum going. Get updates on all of our latest episodes, events, and more by following us on social media at Bound by Art Project and by heading over to the website boundbyart.com. Thanks for hanging out and putting up with my shit. I'll see you next time. Now shut up, quit making excuses, and go get better.